A Step into the Past Volume 24 Chapter 6. Book 24 Chapter 06, Separating Gratitude and Enmity. Aboard Xie Ziwan's carriage and listening to his light-hearted whistling, Xiang Xiaolong can realign his focus and reflect on the activities over the past few days. When he first ran into Li Yuan at Zhongsun residence, Li Yuan is likely a well-meaning friend without any malicious intentions. When he could not bear it any longer and started communicating with Han Chuang, it eventually gave rise to the idea of getting rid of Xiang Xiaolong, a potentially huge threat to their states. How Guokai came into the picture is anyone's guess. They are aware that Xiang Xiaolong has a special place in Lord Longjiang's heart. Moreover, he had expressed regret at betraying Xiang Xiaolong in the past. Therefore, they chose to keep Lord Longyang in the dark about this affair. Lord Longyang only happened to run into him when he was actually looking for Feng Fei. When Han Chuang visited him for the first time and learned about his plans to steal his saber from Cao Quideo's Kixia College, he probably hasn't made up his mind to get rid of him or not. But when Han Chuang mentioned this to Li Yuan or Guokai, it inspired them to make use of Cao Quideo to kill him. When Cao Quideo is unable to take his life, Han Chuang knows that he has become the main suspect. He chose to avoid Xiang Xiaolong while sending Li Yuan to make inquiries. Li Yuan is truly clever, intentionally revealing Han Chuang and Guokai's partnership and earning Xiang Xiaolong's trust. And he himself is silly enough to divulge Lord Longjiang's plans to secretly whisk him away. Lord Longyang is probably conscious that Li Yuan and the others are going to make things difficult for him but is unable to prove it, explaining why he is abandoning everything and leaving Lin Ziyi with him. Instead, it was Xiang Xiaolong who went back on his word and rejected his kind intention. If not for him spying on their secret meeting yesterday, this chain of events would probably remain a mystery to him. Surprisingly, he was feeling hurt but without a shred of hatred. Because he understands that everyone is forced by circumstances. At this point, Xie Ziwan quizzed, "Are you acquainted with Su Shang? He is originally from Shanghai and is very talented." Only now did Xiang Xiaolong remember that Su Shang had accompanied Lu Bue to Qi. As they have not met each other here, he has cleanly forgotten about him. He nodded his head to acknowledge their acquaintance. Xie Ziwan updated, "Presently, Qi Yu and him are locking horns over Lan Gongyuan. Lu Bue appears to be rather lenient towards Su Shang." Xiang Xiaolong pondered, "If my guess is correct, Lan Gongyuan must have started dating Su Shang back in Xianyang years ago. Hey, are you aware that Lan Gongyuan once disguised herself as a serving maid and tried to assassinate me?" Xie Ziwan was thunderstruck, "Is that so? However, she did underwent special training and her skills are pretty remarkable." Xiang Xiaolong might as well tell him the whole story. Once completed, Xie Ziwan concluded with a serious expression, "That circus you are talking about must be Bian Dongshan's Dongzhou circus. All along, they have been touring and performing at the various states but suddenly, they simply vanished without any news. It looks like the circus members were completely annihilated at Xianyang." Xiang Xiaolong inquired, "Who is Bian Dongshan?" Xie Ziwan sighed, "Among the top 4 disciples of Cao Quideo, Bian Dongshan is the best, followed by Zongsun Suanhua, Han Ji, and Wifei. Bian Dongshan's forte lies in his agility and parkour skills, and he is a first-rated assassin. He often carries out assignments for Tiandan." Xiang Xiaolong mused, "He must have lost his life at Xianyang." Xie Ziwan shook his head, advising, "A few months ago, I heard Zongsun Suanhua saying that he has just met him. According to hearsay, he had traveled to the capital of Yan to assassinate a Yan general. The people of Yan trembles with fear at the mention of his name. Great general may be highly skilled but an assassin's methods are often undetectable. Great general must not be complacent." Xiang Xiaolong bitterly smiled, "If he wishes to assassinate me, this is the best opportunity." Xie Ziwan officially remarked, "On the contrary, while you are here, Great General can put your mind at ease. Bian Dongshan is fiercely loyal to Great Qi and would never do anything that will put Great King in a difficult position. However, it would be a different story if you leave the territory of Qi. The people of Yan nicknamed Bian Dongshan as the assassin with 100 faces. His art of disguise is unfathomable and unsurpassed. One cannot predict his next appearance or new identity. For the time being, Xiang Xiaolong cannot be bothered with Bian Dongshan. Recalling Zhang Quan's theft of the song sheet, he shared the story with Xie Ziwan too. He added that Feng Fei has composed a new song, and even if Lan Gongyuan chooses to perform the stolen song, it would not affect Feng Fei. Xie Ziwan was infuriated. It must be Qi Yu masterminding the theft. He tried to woo Feng Fei in the past but was rejected by her. Thus, he hates her to the core. I will take care of this. I, Xie Ziwan, would not condone these shameless acts by Yuan. The carriage is now entering Jade Orchid Brothel. At this time of the day, the brothel is not open for business yet, and the gigantic courtyards are so peaceful they seemed like an isolated world away from the rest of the city. From the rear courtyards, hints of music can be heard. The two men got off the carriage and started walking towards the exceptionally grand performing hall situated at the rear courtyards. Xie Ziwan whispered, in the past, when the Great King is much healthier, he loves to frequent the performing hall for song and dance performances, saying that the courtesans here are much more lively. What does he expect? Courtesans who enter the palace may never get to leave. Firstly, they may unknowingly offend the king and be sentenced to death. Secondly, they may be retained by the king and after one night of passion, be relegated to a harem of forgotten concubines. In fact, there is no difference between the two outcomes. Xiang Xiaolong thought to himself, in comparison, Xiao Pan's self-control is admirable. Xie Ziwan sighed, the Great King has a dream, which is seeing the three famous courtesans performing simultaneously in front of him. He has tasked us with this mission and demands for it to be accomplished at all costs. This can be considered his only dying wish, which allows him to last till today. Otherwise he would have. Hey! Xiang Xiaolong finally comprehended the intricacies behind this grand birthday celebrations. This clearly demonstrates the empty boasts of Qi as well as their culture of instant gratification. With this laid-back mindset, not only has this huge country failed to become the leader of the eastern states, it has constantly disrupted allied talks, which happens to be the only way to curb the aggressiveness of Qin. At this juncture, a melodious tune filled the air. It was a group of courtesans singing in unison. With crystal clear voices and fantastic beats, Xiang Xiaolong was drawn into the music. Xie Ziwan proudly proclaimed, "This was the composition I created at the lounge that night. It can be considered one of my best works." Xiang Xiaolong guffawed, "Does that mean that the rehearsal is ending?" Xie Ziwan burst out laughing and crossed the ledge into the performing hall. At the heart of the performing hall, there were nearly 60 courtesans who are waving multicolored dance ribbons, materializing into countless formations, resembling different clutters of colored clouds encircling an elaborately dressed Lan Gongyuan who was singing and dancing in the center. It was a mesmerizing sight. By now, Lan Gongyuan was singing solo. Witnessing her soft and flexible petite frame bending to fashion all sorts of extreme and enticing dance poses, coupled with the highs and lows, pauses and stretches in the song, it felt like a performance by heavenly maidens, causing the observers to experience the sensation of entering the heaven realm where immortals reside. Arranged at a side were a group of 40 musicians who were playing music and generating a delightful ambience within the performing hall. Besides Qi Yu and a gang of 10-odd Qi locals whom Xiang Xiaolong does not recognize, the audience comprises of Su Shang as well. Once the song finishes, Qi Yu and the others broke out into applause and cheers. Abandoning the rest of the crowd, Lan Gongyuan approached Xie Ziwan and Xiang Xiaolong. Smiling like the blossoming of a flower, she cajoled, "Why took official Xie and great general so long to come over?" Probably concerned about the AA song theft issue that Xiang Xiaolong mentioned, Xie Ziwan apologized before pulling Lan Gongyuan aside and speaking to her in private. Qi Yu and the others started walking towards him while the courtesans were all paying special attention to him. Whispering and giggling among themselves, they are radiating with passion. Su Shang greeted Xiang Xiaolong with a military salute as per the laws of Qin. He added with a serious tone, I have not had the chance to officially pay my respects to Great General, I beg Great General's pardon for my tardiness. Xiang Xiaolong chuckled, this is not Xian Yang, let's keep things simple. With an apprehensive expression, Qi Yu peeped at an irate Xie Ziwan who is speaking to Lan Gongyuan some distance away from them. With a distracted tone, he questioned Xiang Xiaolong, it has come to my attention that Great General is a music connoisseur. How would you rate the previous song? Xiang Xiaolong is conscious that it was Zhang Chuan who told him about it. Guilt-ridden, he solemnly state, Brother Qi must be kidding. In the field of music, little brother is just an amateur. However, even to a music newbie like me, I find the earlier song an exciting and unparalleled composition. It is somewhat able to evoke strong emotions in me. A well-built and young warrior standing beside Qi Yu interrupted, my name is Minting Zhang. I hereby pay my respects to Great General. Realizing that he is the acclaimed swordsman of Qi who shared the same skill level as Ma Qingjie, Xiang Xiaolong replied that it is his pleasure to meet him while paying extra attention in assessing him. Compared to Ma Qingjie, Minting Zhang is much more approachable and has a cultured look. Overall, he is pleasing to the eye. Noticing Minting Zhang gazing at his 100 battle saber, Xiang Xiaolong simply untied the weapon and scabbard, handing it to him for a closer look. The famed swordsman was caught unaware by Xiang Xiaolong. After receiving it, he analyzed and toyed with it as the other curious onlookers joined him. Gushes of admiration were expressed by each and every one of them. The three men, Qi Yu, Su Shang, and Xiang Xiaolong were left standing there in silence, leading to an awkward situation. A few of the more courageous and captivating courtesans advanced towards them, greeting and paying their respects to Xiang Xiaolong. After serving him a series of meaningful glances, they giggled and sashayed away. Fortunately, Xie Ziwan and Lan Gongyuan happened to rejoin the group. With a wronged expression on her face, Lan Gongyuan appears to have been reprimanded by Xie Ziwan. However, judging from her body language, she appears to be willing to bear the responsibility for this mistake. Qi Yu winked at her inquiringly, but Lan Gongyuan deliberately ignored him, seemingly venting her anger on him. Moving to Lan Gongyuan's side, Su Shang wondered, Yuan, are you upset? Unexpectedly, Lan Gongyuan stared at Xiang Xiaolong, checking, Yuan has yet to pay my respects to First Mistress. Is Great General going directly back to Tingsong Villa? Except for Xie Ziwan, the others were flabbergasted. Xiang Xiaolong did not expect Xie Ziwan have such a big influence over Lan Gongyuan. He nodded with a smile. Lan Gongyuan questioned, can we leave immediately? Unable to comprehend the situation, Qi Yu and the others are baffled. Overhearing their exchange, Minting Zhang returned 100 battle saber to Xiang Xiaolong with both hands, praising, I heard this unique weapon is personally designed by Great General. It is truly a masterpiece and an eye-opening experience for us. Xiang Xiaolong knows that he has won the respect of this usually arrogant swordsman due to his one saber stroke victory over Ma Qingjie. After giving a modest reply and getting ready to leave for Tingsong Villa with Xie Ziwan and Lan Gongyuan, Minting Zhang abruptly invited, tomorrow is Qixia College's monthly sword meet. Would Great General honor us with your presence and give us, your juniors, some pointers? With a look of distress, Xiang Xiaolong sincerely replied, to be honest, meeting Grandmaster Cao under such circumstances is rather awkward. Another man cheerfully exclaimed, for the past 10 years, Grandmaster Cao has been absent from the sword meet, Great General can put your mind at ease. Unwilling to increase his commitments, Xiang Xiaolong gave a superficial answer, let's talk about it tomorrow. Feeling curious, he probed, isn't the sword meet held on the 1st? Why has it been postponed? Qi Yu explained, it was postponed due to the Great King's birthday celebration. However, this meet would be even more majestic than usual. Great General must remember to come. Someone promptly informed him about the time and place of the sword meet. Not thinking very much of it, Xiang Xiaolong followed Lan Gongyuan and Xie Ziwan out of the hall as Qi Yu and Su Shang stared at him with jealousy. Upon reaching the main courtyard, Xie Ziwan indicated his desire to return to his workplace and cannot accompany them further. Leaving his carriage behind for them, he rode off on a horse. Xiang Xiaolong did not anticipate that he would be left alone with this soft-boned beauty. Raising his alertness, he suggested, "Miss Yuan can take the carriage. I will ride a horse." Shooting him a glare, Lan Gongyuan plainly state, "It has been some time since I rode a horse. Let's give these horses some exercise for their legs." Yao Sheng and the others hurriedly gave up 2 good horses. Despite her elaborate costume, Lan Gongyuan nimbly flipped onto the horse like a fox, earning cheers from everyone. Putting a leg over the back of the horse, Xiang Xiaolong and Lan Gongyuan rode side by side out of Jade Orchid Brothel, instantly attracting the attention of everyone on the streets. Yao Sheng sent 4 riders ahead to pave the way and divided the remaining riders to the 2 sides and the back, creating an awe-inspiring sight. Riding closer to Xiang Xiaolong, Lan Gongyuan teased, "Is Great General feeling uncomfortable? Despite all your attempts, you still end up riding and talking with me." Xiang Xiaolong thought to himself, a criminal reporting a crime. He beamed, "I have not forgotten that Miss Yuan once tried to take my life." After a short silence, Lan Gongyuan lightly described, "In this world, there are 3 persons Yuan is indebted to. Is Great General interested to know who they are?" Xiang Xiaolong conjectured, "The first one should be easy. Is it officials yet?" Lan Gongyuan was elated, "Talking to you is certainly easy, saving me the long explanations. Try and guess the second person." He perished under the hands of Great General. Xiang Xiaolong chuckled, "No wonder you came to kill me." Lan Gongyuan nonchalantly disclosed, "Great General is such a lousy guesser. That person is Xiao Weimu. Yuan can be who I am today is all because he gave me to a man surnamed Bian who raised and trained me. If not, I would probably have starved to death on the streets." Xiao Weimu was actually beaten to death by Teng Yi, but he obviously would not mention it. Inspired, he asked, "Is it Bian Dongshan? Now I know why you possess such remarkable skills. He should be the 3rd person you are indebted to." Beyond his expectation, Lan Gongyuan gnashed her teeth and cringed, "It is the exact opposite. He is the person I hated the most. I never want to remember the disgusting things he did to me." Xiang Xiaolong was thunderstruck, "Aren't you working with him during the Xianyang mission?" Lan Gongyuan simply articulated, "That is a pure business deal. As long as I act according to plan, regardless of success or failure, I would have nothing to do with Bian Dongshan anymore. Besides that, I am doing it to repay Xiao Weimu's debt of gratitude. We do not owe each other anything anymore." Xiang Xiaolong sighed with a breath of air, "It is true that everyone has a complicated story behind them. But the risk you took was too great. Hey, I never thought that Xiao Weimu could perform good deeds." Lan Gongyuan dismissed with contempt, "Both he and Bian Dongshan are only attracted by my good looks. Their morals are non-existent. Let's not talk about them. Can Great General guess who is the 3rd person?" Xiang Xiaolong shook his head, surrendering, "I cannot even guess Xiao Weimu. The 3rd person would be even more difficult to guess. However, I probably knew this person, right? Could it be Tian Dan, or maybe Lu Bue?" Lan Gongyuan kept shaking her head and is grinning happily like a little girl. She concluded, "The guesses are incorrect. Xiang Xiaolong is starting to find this soft-boned beauty quite an interesting character." He admitted defeat, "I give up." Covering her mouth as she giggled, Lan Gongyuan announced, "It's Xiang Xiaolong." Xiang Xiaolong shouted with disbelief, "What? All along, they have been suppressing their voices to keep the conversation solely between the 2 of them. With his abrupt outcry, Yao Sheng and the others turned towards them and stared with astonishment. Lan Gongyuan gratefully articulated, "There is nothing illogical about it. It is really you. From the time of my assassination attempt until my successful departure from Xianyang the very same night, I was mentally prepared to be captured and executed by you. However, you chose to let me off. How can Lan Gongyuan not be indebted to you? Back then, Liu Bue also mentioned that the city guards are all under your command and even he is unable to protect me." Dazed for some time, Xiang Xiaolong reasoned, "You need not feel indebted to me. Putting things in perspective, you are just a pawn who is being used by somebody else to kill me. Executing you does not make any sense to me." Lan Gongyuan solemnly declared, "Xiang Xiaolong is truly Xiang Xiaolong. Chancellor Tian and General Dan may view you as their enemy, but they are full of respect for great general's integrity. On the contrary, they are full of contempt for Liu Bue's character." Feeling his emotions stirring, Xiang Xiaolong lamented, "Integrity is useless. Presently, who is not chasing after personal benefits? As long as I pose a threat to their welfare, people are using all sorts of despicable methods to get rid of me." With AAPUCI, Lan Gongyuan cackled, "It is not often that great general speaks with this tone. I can tell that your opinion of Yuan has improved. Using a visit to Feng Fei as an excuse, I was actually creating an opportunity to speak with you privately. Great general must safeguard yourself against this bunch of Zongsun family warriors. They are originally a gang of ruffians and outlaws, specializing in collecting bad debts for Zongsun Long. Quite a number of my gambling addict sisters have suffered immensely at their hands. If you don't believe me, just take a closer look at them. Every one of them is focusing their ears on eavesdropping our secret conversation." She purposely finished the last two sentences with an increase in volume, startling Yao Sheng and the others, who automatically increase the distance between themselves and the two of them. Xiang Xiaolong could not help but experience her prowess. The three famous courtesans have their own unique points. Among them, Lan Gongyuan's mannerism is considered the most unbecoming. It could be due to her unhappy childhood, giving rise to a certain style of self-degrading behavior. Although she treats men like playthings, in her heart, she can differentiate between gratitude and enmity, earning Xiang Xiaolong's respect. Resembling the tingling of bells, Lan Gongyuan giggled non-stop. As she attracted more eyeballs to her, she rode closer to Xiang Xiaolong and whispered, "Does Great General despise Yuan for dating Qi Yu and other loathsome scoundrels? How many good men are there in this world? At least Qi Yu is rather handsome and is an excellent sweet talker. Regarding the song theft, I was innocent. Qi Yu even lied to me, saying that it was his own creation." Xiang Xiaolong laughed, "That's the Lan Gongyuan I know." With Ting Song Villa in sight, Lan Gongyuan lightly advised, "Great General must not let down your guard against Shi Sufang. She used to be on good terms with Pu Hu and may classify you as an enemy." Xiang Xiaolong bitterly smiled, "I have room for more." Receiving Lan Gongyuan in the front hall, Feng Fei appeared to be friendly and approachable. If she is still upset with Lan Gongyuan over the stolen music score, there was no sign of it on her face. As both ladies scrutinized each other, Xiang Xiaolong is having an eyeful as well. As Lan Gongyuan is dressed in her elaborate performing costume while Feng Fei has also put on a nice outfit, he is able to draw comparisons between their beauty. Despite the insignificant gap in their age, not only does Lan Gongyuan appear younger looking, but in front of the cultured Feng Fei, who is of noble birth, she resembles a juvenile delinquent. Xiang Xiaolong is probably having this impression because Lan Gongyuan is here to apologize to Feng Fei. Despite her wrongful conviction, Lan Gongyuan was behaving in a modest and subservient manner, further earning his admiration. Lan Gongyuan apologized, "Greetings to senior sister. Yuan is specially here today to ask for your forgiveness about the song theft. Yuan will have it destroyed later." Before she could go on, Feng Fei put up a hand to halt her conversation. She exhaled, what's done cannot be undone. But today is a day of forgiveness. Now that junior sister has seen the folly of your ways, Feng Fei is more than satisfied. The birthday celebration will be Feng Fei's final show. With this work-related issue reaching a happy conclusion, there are no more regrets in Feng Fei's heart. Xiang Xiaolong can feel his own emotions stirring. From an insider's perspective, it is amazing that Feng Fei has yet to suffer a nervous breakdown. Going to Xianyang must be the worst decision of her life. She must have met Han Ji during one of the official banquets and was smitten by his handsome looks and intellectual thoughts. Moreover, he is a royal descendant just like herself. Back in the earlier days, Lao Ai and Han Ji were plagiarizing the ladies of Han, therefore, their sweet-talking skills and understanding of women's psychology must be one of the best. If Feng Fei, Shi Sifang, and Lan Gongyuan are the three famous courtesans, Qi Yu, Lao Ai, and Han Ji can be considered the three famous playboys. In Xianyang, an emotional Feng Fei made two life-changing decisions: fall in love with Han Ji and disbanding the song and dance troupe. Currently, not only has she lost her affections for Han Ji, she will become a forgotten celebrity without her song and dance troupe. The only positive outcome is that she no longer has to deal with lustful men trying to obtain her body. In addition, her fortune should be sufficient for a life of luxury. Lan Gongyuan was touched. Senior sister is truly fortunate to go out with a bang. Yuan is full of admiration for senior sister's song composition skill and the courage to move on at the peak of your career. What are sister's future plans? Glaring at Xiang Xiaolong once, Feng Fei replied, I intend to retire at a secluded and peaceful place. Great General is making the necessary arrangements. She added, among the three of us, I heard junior sister has the most tormenting childhood. For junior sister to accomplish so much despite life dealing you a set of bad cards, Feng Fei has nothing but respect for you. Not anticipating this comment from Feng Fei, Lan Gongyuan flinched. She professed, Yuan has learnt that only you can give up on yourself. If you can make it past today, tomorrow would definitely be better. It is Yuan's good fortune to meet senior sister and great general today. Yuan has to go, as Jade Orchid Brothel is opening for business soon. With that, she mounted the same horse and left.